Hey y'all, the video topic today will be gender confusion. This is Prophet Lisa reporting from the oil fields of West Texas. Gender confusion is a serious issue in our current society. Why does it happen? I don't know. I think one reason is because, say your parents wanted the opposite gender. Say, I'm a girl. Say my parents wanted a boy. Which I swear my mom probably did want two boys. She probably wished that I was a boy because she wanted me to be successful, go to college, make money. That's usually what boys do. So I guess you could say that led to some gender confusion on my part, because then I was like, well, am I supposed to be a mom and have kids, or am I supposed to go to college and make money and pretend to be a man? And then a lot of parents, they have a son, but they wanted a girl for whatever reason. I don't know. So they could dress them up in cute little dresses and say, "You're my little princess." I don't know. I've had both. When I was pregnant, I was fine with whatever, my whole life I wanted a daughter so I could talk to her. Like, I grew up talking to my mom and we were really close. So I got to have two daughters, and that was cool. And then now I have a son, and that's cool. And I really don't care. What gender I have, because both genders are good for various reasons, and both genders are bad for various reasons. It's good as a parent to have a balanced view. It's good as a person to have a balanced view about the genders. Anyways, gender confusion happens when someone hates one gender. So, okay, I'm a woman. Say I hated every single woman that I've ever met and known. Say I didn't want to imitate any of those women. Then I would want to be a man, and I would want to go become a high-powered lawyer or something like that. Which actually was kind of my goal, but I couldn't pass the test to get a master's. I was planning to get a master's in social work and be a social worker. Ironically, work for CPS. Or do child psychology, child counseling. But then I would have been pretending to be a man, because, up until like the 1950s, really the 60s, I guess, was when women started working. The 1950s and before, it was always men were working, men were making money, women were home, they were with the kids, and even if you were a grandma, you were helping with the kids. And even if you're a young woman, women of every age were in charge of children. Men of every age were working. Because, back in the day, people had farms. So even as young as like a boy being 5, he could go out and help his dad on the farm. But then, for whatever reason, our society got all messed up. We did away with the family farm. And, now we have mass farming. And so everybody's just confused 24/7 about about life. I think that's what messed up our whole society in America, was mass farming. Oh, it just did. Because now, boys go to school instead of helping their dad on the farm, and boys hate school. They do. I did a few jobs with education with kids, and the boys they hated school and they struggled. But the girls always excelled because girls are good at reading and writing and communication. And boys just want to go out there and wrestle some chickens or kill a pig or whatever. Anyway, so I think that is what led to gender confusion. Also, now boys have to sit still and be quiet in school. And it totally is. It's like all the teachers are like, boys, you're not a boy, you're a girl. Be a girl. Sit still, be quiet. Read, write, communicate. And the boys are like, ugh. And they're just frustrated all the time. And then that leads to mass shootings and domestic violence, because they just grow up angry because they don't want to sit still and be quiet in school. Anyways, and then school also leads to gender confusion with girls, because, and I remember my friend saying this in college, like, what's the point of us all getting a bachelor's degree if we're just going to be a mom and raise kids? And it's true. What is the point? What is the point? Why should any female go to college? if she's just going to be a mom and raise kids. And if she's not going to be a mom and raise kids, everyone's going to think that she's like a lesbian or something. You know, like even I played basketball for 12 years, and this one guy was like, what, are you a lesbian or something? I was like, no. Why does that make me a lesbian? But I did have a dream to get a basketball scholarship, for that to pay for my schooling, for me to play in the WNBA, and to make my career being a basketball player. I think I was good enough for the most part. I kind of got jitters, though, in the game. Like, I'd be good in practice, but I would kind of suck in the games. But, yeah, so does that make me a lesbian because I wanted to be a professional basketball player? No. Everybody has their own dream. But I also had a dream of being a mom ever since I was young. And the problem is you can't do both. And now society is, like, expecting women to do both. Like, women raise babies, women go to work. Like, okay, but you can't do both. I mean, you can try, but it's hard. Like, yeah, if you get woken up in the middle of the night and then you gotta go work a 40-hour work week, like, no. That's why so many women are depressed, suicidal, full of anxiety. A lot of women hate their life because they're expected to raise children and work. And why is that? Because men are dropping the ball. They're either not working or they're not making enough money, so then the woman has to work too. So if the man can work and provide for the family, the woman can do her role of staying home and raising the kids. But the man has to work. Anyways, one video I heard about this formerly gay guy, he said, what I like to ask young kids who are gay is, why do you not want to be what you are? Why do you not want to be what you are? So any woman who's lesbian and refuses to make babies, raise babies, whatever, why do you not want to be what you are? Is it because you as a woman are afraid of children? And then for men, why do you not want to be what you are? Why can't you just be a man and go to work? Is it because you're afraid of your boss? You're afraid of the customers? You're afraid of social interaction? You have social anxiety? So that can lead to gender confusion. When a man is tired of being a man and a woman is tired of being a woman, or a woman is too scared to be a woman, obviously child labor is pretty crazy. I have zero interest in doing that ever again. I never, ever, ever, ever. I've already had 3. I don't want to do child labor ever again. I don't want a C-section ever again. Yeah, does that make me a lesbian? No. It just means that I need a guy that has a vasectomy. That's all that means. Yeah, or I could try birth control. But birth control is really bad, for the record. Don't do it. It'll really mess up your body, ladies. Men, don't expect your woman to take birth control. So many birth controls have been recalled because they had so many terrible side effects. I mean, they probably cause cancer, all kinds of stuff. Like everything that could possibly go wrong with your body, birth control can cause it. But vasectomies are fine. I don't think there's any side effects. I don't necessarily know. It's possible. I don't know. I've never looked up side effects of vasectomies. In my current situation, and I think in a lot of women's situations, if they're done having kids, their man should probably get a vasectomy. Does that mean that me or other women are lesbian because they don't want to have more kids? No. It just means that their man needs to get a vasectomy. Yeah, a true lesbian is someone who wants nothing to do with children. And why is that? I don't know. Maybe she had some really bad experiences with children. So now she doesn't want to interact with children ever again. And therefore, that's why she's lesbian. Because a true woman likes interacting with children. And a true man likes working. And if you don't like interacting with children, you're not a true woman. If you don't like working, you're not a true man. And you should work on that. Yeah, I'll just say a prayer. Dear God, I just pray for all the men of the world that they will legitimately enjoy working. I pray that if they don't like their current job, that they'll get into a job that they like. I pray if they don't like their boss, that they will consider just switching to another company, whatever, another business with the boss that they actually like. I pray that they'll make it work the next time they work at a different business, that they will respect their boss so that their boss will respect them. And God, I pray for all the women of the world that they won't be afraid of children. I pray, if possible, that they won't be afraid of child labor. I pray that they'll be willing to serve, because any interaction with a child is serving. And I pray that all the women around the world will be willing to be good servants to children. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, because when you're around kids, your kid is your boss. It's like, there's a movie called Boss Baby. Your kid is your boss. Especially when you have a boy. My goodness, I've definitely been... For a year and a half now, my son has definitely been my boss. I didn't feel that as much when I had 2 daughters. But man, boys are more demanding. Anyways, everybody has a boss. Everybody should have a boss. Women should have a kid as a boss, or multiple kids. Men should have a boss at work. And anybody who doesn't have a boss, it's just like, that's just weird.